You're my brother. I said I love you, babe. I won't forget you, no. Oh, no, no. Oh, no, no, no. It's time to feel life is cheap. Everything's disposable and so are we. Can you hear me? Life is real, yeah. And if there's a heaven above, please start showing a brother real love. Cause I wanna go home. Oh, I feel for my brother. I miss you, man. Oh, I feel for my brother. You're my brother. I feel for my brother.
Just letting y'all populate you over here.
And everything that I said never seemed to get into your head. I tried to do the right thing, living my life with the words that I sing. Now tell me, I wanted to know what happened to my best friend. As days turn to weeks and weeks turn to years, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. And as time passes by,
Check. Yeah, we're in the room. It's the One Night Show. And we do this thing every week at 4 o'clock. Yeah, we're a little late because the last show ran a little over. I had to do an interview. Oh, it's been a busy day for the Rock Logic. I got Sandrea Coleman in the house, Dan Morris in the house, Mike Jones in the house, One Nitrous in the house. Big shout out to mi gente, mi people. Also under the One Nitrous banner. Had a good show yesterday. It was a good show. Spoke about some stuff. It was pretty crazy. Might reiterate a little bit about it today, maybe. Yeah. So I'm hit the button because I'm here, y'all. And boom. Yeah. All right, so once again, this is the One Night Show. We do this every Sunday at 4 o'clock. Sometimes we do a show before this, and that's Stan's show. And one of Stan's guests actually showed up today.
Yeah, he's been all day, right?
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm here for the y'all. I was like, brother, we do that every other week, brother.
Wow.
That's right.
You know.
Freestyle Eddie. We'll have him on next week.
That was Freestyle Eddie was here?
Yeah, freestyle
Oh,
Eddie.
he's the bomb diggity.
Oh, my
Yeah, he
God.
came in. He was ready to get on the show. I was like, wrong show, buddy.
Yeah.
It's,
So he's booked for next week,
He's
right?
booked for next
Got
week.
you.
I got another artist coming on, too.
Okay.
yeah, he was excellent, too.
I got some people lined up for you, too.
All right.
That's
All
cool
right.
and all that.
Yeah, let's get that going.
Yeah, we're going to make that happen.
Big shout out to Freestyle Eddie. Thank you for stopping by. Just one week. We don't do it every week.
Yeah, you count on him. Yeah, you count on him.
Yeah, no doubt. He's real. Big shout out to Gary Fax in the building. Hold over from the Hip Hop Boulevard show. Listen, guys, I need you guys to share. Last week, we had 80 shares. I want 160 shares this week.
Let's do it.
And the more the merrier. This show, by the way, is about y'all. It's about the audience. Because I know you might have got a notification that said, Races 2021. Well, I live in the future.
21,
Yes,
right?
21. You know, because I live in the future, apparently. And I was trying to say that the title of the show is supposed to be 2021, and I put 2121.
Fix that later, no issues.
And we'll deal with that. Yeah. But it's simply because I'm a futuristic kind of guy. So that's kind of what happened.
Clean that up real good.
Yeah, listen, I know how to do things.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, you gotta be on your feet with this.
Spick and span.
So, was it a busy week for me? Yeah, it was busy, and it was so busy, I just forgot everything I did this week. But I just know that I did a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Particularly for the schools. You know, it's a big thing that we're doing, big project we're working on different New York City schools. What we're doing, and I guess this affects NYCHA, because some of the places that we're doing it are near NYCHA developments. We're building recording studios and podcast studios and television studios in high schools and junior high
That's
schools.
great. That's great.
You know, trying to create a different type. You know, here's the deal. No one's using the old band room anymore.
Right.
Right? No one's picking up a trumpet. No one's learning the piano. Don't you remember we used to go to school and everyone came home with a clarinet?
Yeah.
Nobody's doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's time to repurpose these rooms.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's a waste of space. So most of my week was spent repurposing. So that was the deal. Sandra, what was going on with you this week?
Yeah. Well, greetings all. Yeah, my week was busy and blessed as always. Y'all know how I do. I'm always doing something.
Yep.
It felt like a break, but not really. Monday Community Board 8, which I am a co-chair of, we had our Social Justice Committee meeting, and we had a presentation on hate crimes, you know, the Asian hate that's going on, and, you know, anti-Semitism and all that stuff, you know, and, you know, we have issues with what goes on with even with people of color, us, but, you know, it was good to bring them in. And you could catch that on Zoom if you want. I mean, yeah, Zoom or our YouTube. It's on our YouTube channel. So we Zoom it, but it's on our YouTube channel. And it was really good to just bring that to the people because the demographics of Community Board 8 is very well versed. So, and my co-chair, Sarah Chu, is actually of Asian descent as well. So it was really good to bring it, you know, for her as well. And it was a really, you know, it was a short meeting too. It wasn't too long, thankfully. Sometimes those meetings can go 2 hours, 3 hours. You know, I can be stand.
Yeah. I know how they go.
Tuesday, I spent some significant time with Julie Menon, you know, who I personally endorsed. So we were together a little bit on Tuesday. Jumping into Wednesday, Holmes Isaacs, the coalition, we had our virtual hearing, our court hearing. You know, we're plaintiffs. We sued NYCHA December 13th of 2019. It was actually Friday the 13th. And, you know, so we were there with them virtually. The judge will not hold them in contempt.
Insane.
Still. And this has been going on. We still have a lot of issues, and this judge is not, she's like, oh, well, we're doing, you know, all of these stipulations and all of these, inspections, but you're still coming back with these findings, and there's still some issues. They should be held in contempt. So she's really not going to do that. So I suggested that we do an appeal. So we're going to consider appealing it and see what happens, and show her our steam. You know what I mean? So shout out to Take Root Justice, who are our attorneys. You know them, Stan.
Yeah, I know them. Yep.
So I'm going to jump into Friday. Y'all know Black Rob was laid to rest on Friday.
Yep, drove past the funeral.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on there. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was, I was trying to see it, and, Revolt TV covered it, and they had some technical issues, but, here or there, my condolences to their family, and my classmate, Ramona, she's kin to him, so, it was touching to them,
Wow.
of course, losing him. And my twin great-nephews took part in the service. They read 2 pieces from their father, who is Travell Coleman, also known to the globe as G. Depp. So they took part in that, and that was kind of humbling for them. So that evening, early evening, I met with a candidate that's running for Manhattan District Attorney. I had to giggle about that. It was very interesting. It's good, I know Stan knows it because he's active in the community, that these elected officials, people that are running, for office, want to meet with us as leaders, right? For the these races. And it was just good to sit. We spent about 45 minutes, but I'm definitely not rocking with this individual. But I got to hear, what they had to say and stuff like that. I won't say their name, but we brought a candidate on as well.
Right.
But yeah,
Yep.
right.
Well, I mean, what's fair about that, and we have to be truthful in the situation. You know what I'm saying? You can only endorse one candidate.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can all come and speak.
Yeah.
But you come to speak to get the endorsement.
Right.
But you can only endorse one.
Yeah.
Well, now it's a nice
she,
choice, though.
You
have
she's
options.
ready to come back and, be in the community with me, and that's not happening.
Right.
Because it's just some things, she was, we need the police. Okay, yeah, but we don't need them killing us,
Right,
So,
right.
We agreed to disagree, but, she just was all over the place. And, when you're very aggressive and you're speaking and you don't allow someone to speak, that's problematic for me too. Like,
Right.
it was more of her trying to do more of the talking. And I know she was trying to sell herself, but you got to hear me too, right?
Right.
So it wasn't a good thing, but, we parted good, and, I didn't tell her, but I already endorsed a Manhattan District Attorney candidate. It's not out publicly yet, so I won't announce it. But I already sent my statement in. My picture just didn't roll out.
And I'm going to endorse somebody too.
Yeah, so you should, right?
So here's what's dope about this situation, right? We can all individually endorse who we want.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't, we don't have to endorse it as one night.
No.
It can be like,
No.
Rock is endorsing, ...
Yeah.
Dre doing that, Mike's
Right.
doing that, Stan's doing that.
Yeah.
So
as leaders in the community, you have
Absolutely.
that right, because you know what? Leaders have followers. And when you endorsing people and people know your clout and your work you do, that it holds weight.
Right.
Like I did endorse Julie Menon, not on this show, of course, but I endorsed it. It rolled out and everything. But so that's part of leadership. You are privy to that, I see you drinking out that mug. But anyway.
Got the new merchandise.
Yeah.
All what glory.
Yeah.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, I know. So I'm going to jump into Saturday. I did some networking with Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney's press secretary, and I'm connecting them with Jocelyn Taylor. So, because she does the forum.
Right.
Her
Good.
weekly forum. We didn't
Good.
have nothing this week, so I gave them the information. I gave her a heads up that she should be coming on their forum soon.
Absolutely.
So
good.
I won't say when. I already know, but I believe
Didn't
that.
Jocelyn just do something that she meant a milestone or something? I got a text from her the other day.
I'm
that
not
she's on a
sure.
particular ballot or
Well,
something.
she had got kicked off.
Yeah, I
or
think she
something
got
like
put
that.
back on
Yeah.
the ballot. She fought to get back on.
Right.
I'm not
Yeah, she's
mistaken.
back on.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
'Cause
She's still fighting.
She's a fighter.
She's still fighting.
You know what?
She's a fighter.
And
Yeah.
I'll say this from the standpoint, I mean, she's a black woman that is attempting to do something that has not been attempted before, and there's going to be those struggles. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So,
Yeah.
I support her, what I mean? But I haven't endorsed it yet. I'll let you know what my endorsement is.
Okay. Yeah, he getting into that. He getting into that.
I'm kind of feeling the vibe.
Yeah.
Maybe we're
well,
here today.
Yeah.
I can
yeah.
endorse somebody.
You can, yes, as who you
Word.
are, yes.
Right, okay.
So moving right along. This seems like it's rocks in my week, right? It's okay. No, we family. Lastly, today is 3:35 straight for
Amazing.
US for BLM, and we're still pressing forward. And that's basically it. But I would hope you would endorse somebody. But you know what? At least get to meet and vet them candidates. Before you, because sometimes it's not good to endorse so early.
Yeah, no,
You know what I'm saying? Right. But now you have to, because if you're going to do somebody,
Now's the time, right?
Right.
Is it
Yeah.
June the time?
June
Yeah.
22nd. So,
Yeah, so there's a couple of y'all be calling.
You got to do it soon, yeah.
And I'm just going to let you know, if you want my endorsement, I can't be brought but I would like to conduct meetings at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse on 52nd Street.
I can't with him.
High class.
And,
Okay.
we're going to talk.
Yeah.
Stan, what's
Let's
up?
shoot to Stan.
Well, I'm still dealing with the aftermath of the ending of my campaign, so I actually have to send in a form this week to officially call it off. You know, and then I got to figure out what to do with the account. But I'm told I can actually hold on to it and transfer it over to my next run. So I'm definitely running again in the very near
give him
future.
some. He's
Most
running
likely
again.
Queensboro president. But I'm gonna keep my options open. Speaking of the judges, we got to be able to put more pressure on these judges. I had a resident in Astoria houses who filed an individual HP action.
Okay.
And the judge ordered the NYCHA to come out at a particular time and particular date to do the work, and NYCHA did not show up. So now if you're not showing up when the judge is ordering you to show up, then NYCHA must be held in contempt. At some particular point, and these judges got to really step up and do that. Because how do you ignore a court order? It makes no sense. So, and also coming up this Saturday, we had a rally in Harlem River Houses.
Okay.
Fighting against RAD. These are residents who are fighting a RAD conversion, and they're pushing back against signing the lease. To actually turn it over. So the word is getting out against RAD, and folks are stepping up. I'm glad to see that. And then we have an event. I don't know if we can show the flyer, but we have something coming up on Tuesday called the Truth Commission, and we're going to have actual residents who live in RAD developments speaking about what's going on, because people are not really getting that message out exactly what's happening when these properties convert.
Right.
And we're finding in many cases that they're worse than NYCHA. So can you imagine that? You got privatized, lost a lot of your rights, lost a lot of your power. Now you have another slumlord who's actually now over you and giving you worse conditions than you had when you was under NYCHA. And that's saying a lot, because NYCHA's horrible. So, we're going to be getting the story out about what's really going on in these RAD conversions, so people can really know what's happening and know how we can fight back. Last but not least, RAD should be totally off the table, and so should the blueprint, because we're going to get some money. I'm quite confident that Chuck Schumer or the Green New Deal or Lydia Velasquez, one of these bills is going to have to be pushed through and go forward.
How about all of them?
I'm from all of them. I'm not one over another. I support them all, but if they're happening and they're moving, then there's no need for the blueprint. So we're actually going to craft a letter on the Justice for All Coalition to Greg Russ, and we're going to make that point. That why are we moving forward or even thinking about the blueprint when the money's coming?
Well, he's not going to be the chair next year anyway, so he's out the door.
So we should be able to just pause it. If we're gonna have a new mayor, he's out the door as well. So why are they still trying to brand and push something down the resident's throat at the last second? So I feel why. But I feel confident we're gonna win. And I know when people first thought this fight was gonna happen, they felt that NYCHA is gonna just steamroll the residents, and the elected officials are going to just steam this thing through. It is very, very good to see as an organizer, that we're able to fight back against that, and it's not going to happen. NYCHA will not be privatized. It will be fully funded, and we're going to make things a better place for our residents to live. So I'm excited about all that, and I'm just looking toward the future. That's why I got my shades on. My future's so bright. I gotta keep my shades on.
You cool like that?
So that was my week.
Let me ask you this: did you see the lady? It was a video that NYCHA promoted about PAC, and the lady was in the video, and then she came out maybe about a month ago. You should have seen it though, we need to get her on the show, because she regrets even doing the video and how she's not getting her repairs and stuff like that. So they use us. Right, and then
I saw that video. They show her new apartment, and kitchen, and all
then
this.
She can't even get all the repairs and stuff.
Brenda Templeton says Greg Russ has to go.
Yes, he got to go.
Well, he's on his way out.
He's on his way out.
As I was flipping through the pictures, I think I put up Cynthia's picture from what was happening in her development with the gas line thing. That crazy thing they did. They didn't put the gas pipes behind the wall. They left them outside the wall.
Outrageous.
And I don't know if you've seen her social media, but that's been getting a tremendous amount of attention.
As it should.
So, but I'm going to show you a flyer real quick.
So that's the actual Truth Commission. So this is going to be Tuesday, 7 o'clock on Zoom. We're going to have residents who actually live in RAD converted apartments, and they're going to be sharing their truth about how terrible it really is. You know, so don't fall for the tricks of night shift when they show you how great the apartment's gonna look and how the repairs are gonna look and it's a brand new deal. No, it's all fake and it's all for show. You know, so we're gonna be exposing that on the Truth Commission with residents who are going through it and dealing with it. So join us with the Justice for All Coalition this coming Tuesday, 7 o'clock on Zoom. If you want information, you can reach out to me in the chat. I could actually email you the Zoom link for anyone that wants to participate. And let's hear the truth from the people dealing with it directly.
Apparently, Greg Russ is not leaving with the mayor. His contract was revised since you put the pissed off face on about that.
Wow.
So I guess he's here for another couple of years.
That's
Greg Russ.
outrageous.
So that's just so that you know.
Contracts can be
Well, we got to challenge
squashed.
that, man.
There's always loopholes.
Right.
We just got to find somebody to find that, right?
Right, yeah,
There's loopholes,
Right.
He might not want to stay, especially.
Well, after we put this pressure on, after we beat him down.
He can have a contract, but he can resign.
We gonna beat him down.
Yeah.
What's up, Big Mike? What's going on with you, man? What's happening this week?
Money Mike.
Well, I should have
Big Money Mike Jones.
me and Sanjay got the glasses on. I'm about to say I should have had me some shades.
I
on.
just said the future's so bright. Gotta keep your shades
Got
on.
your shades on. Yeah, no doubt. What's going on with you?
My glasses turn into shades, you know.
Mines do too outside.
But
For sure.
you know, like I always say, my week went by smooth. And Monday I actually did this reel with my acting teacher.
Okay.
Right.
It was a female partner. We was like doing some script from La La Land. I never seen a show or movie before, so.
Did you have to sing?
No, I don't even have to sing.
Okay.
If I would have had to sing, I would have had a whole audience.
Yeah, La La Land. Yeah.
God.
He said, "I put my barrel."
Mike is confident.
Yeah.
I would have had
Hit him with a
whole
resonating. That's that low bass. Do you have the reel?
audience. I don't.
I mean, not now.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, but like next week, I'd like to actually show Mike Jones, who is young, by the way. You know, we hang out and he has an old soul, but he's
Very old soul.
He's a young brother doing his thing, and I'd like to play that reel. You know, like next week.
Yeah,
if
that'd
you
be
don't
good.
mind.
He's one of them that's been here before.
Yeah, 100%. Mike Jones popped out of the womb an adult. He was already here.
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? He was already getting Social Security. At
He was
one.
telling me his
That's
birthday
right.
was coming up. He's like, "What'd you get me for my birthday?" And he was like, "I'm joking." I'm like, "No, you said it. What you want? What
When's
you
your
want?"
birthday, Mike?
Yeah.
My birthday the 14th.
Oh, man. You're a Gemini?
No, I'm a Taurus.
Oh, okay. Well, mine's coming up too. June
When?
6th.
Hold on. There's shiny new appliances in Niger now. Since he's like, and they're all refurbished. Like,
Right.
yeah, they
Probably
doing
that's
rubbish.
talking about the pack and stuff.
Yeah,
or,
yeah,
This,
whatever they
again.
do.
See, that's just a whack.
Yeah.
And by the
what
way,
they do.
guys, so the show is about endorsements,
Right.
right? And pretty much anything we want to talk about. I think.
No more. Yeah, well, not really endorsements, but just talking about the candidates,
Who- yeah,
right?
who
who you liked.
who you
Call
like,
us and
yeah.
call us and let us know who you like.
Yeah.
Who you think should be the next mayor or your city council or your
And let's put it in the chat room.
Yeah.
And put it in the
Share your
universe.
thoughts. Yeah.
Because I really want to know, like,
Yeah.
who are, particularly for mayor, but also, you know, who you might be looking at. I know
Right.
I'm looking at the Adams
who you looking
fella
at? Okay.
a little bit. I'm looking at him, Eric
Okay.
Adams, and I was
Okay.
doing that long before Jay-Z and them, you know, and Nas endorsed him.
No, they with
no,
Ray.
they-
They with
They
Ray
were
McGuire.
They were
So
Mariah.
who you like, Ray or Eric?
I'm watching both of them.
Which
actually.
black man? Okay.
I'm watching both of them. I'm watching both of them.
Okay.
Donahue, who had the had Stringer, had the little thing.
Scandal thing
Yeah, the
going on.
scandal thing. So,
Yeah.
you know, I wasn't really following him anyway. But
No,
you know,
yeah, that's hurt.
kinda
That's
good.
hurting him.
And I'm following and actively, I actively follow Jocelyn Taylor.
Taylor. Okay.
Right.
Actively. So,
What about Maya?
a little bit. I enjoyed her conversation when we had one
Mm-hmm.
when we were doing the forum. And then that's kind of been it. Yeah.
What about you, Stan?
Well, I'm still rocking with Jocelyn, you know, so if I had to
Okay.
say my first choice, it would be her, you know.
Well, it is ranked choice.
You know, it's
voting.
ranked choice. You have more than one choice. Then I like Morales, you know, Diana Morales.
Okay.
I think she's very progressive. You know, out of the group of them, I think she's the most progressive, in my opinion. Maya Wiley came out to Queensbridge. She met with some folks.
Apparently, Brenda likes Milo. She's like,
Okay.
Wiley's a good contender.
No,
There you go.
Maya's good, but she did come to Queensbridge and she kind of met with some folks, you know, who from my perspective, with Justice for All, I'm not so sure if these folks are for the privatization of NYCHA. You know, these are some of Bishop Taylor's people. I'm going to call it out. You know, Queensbridge does not have a resident council president at the moment, and they got people that are sort of representing that in that position.
Wow.
There's a young lady that they brought out. I won't call her name out.
I know what you're talking about.
But she's in the Bishop Taylor, you know, pro Amazon group. You know, so when I saw Maya walking away with them, it caused a little concern, you know, because I felt she gave them a lot of attention. Okay. And she also would not want to be interviewed by One Night, you know.
Yeah,
so I felt a little put off if you could be interviewed by Channel 11 and Channel 1 and all the rest of that. Then why would you not give the same props to One Night when you speak and you're in Queensbridge?
I'm sorry, what candidate is this? That snubbed us?
Maya Wiley came, and so she had the press following her, and you're in Queensbridge now. You know,
I was there too.
So you're here to talk to NYCHA residents, right? So if you're here to meet with NYCHA residents and meet with myself and Sugar Ray and some of the others, you know, how do you not come on the One NYCHA show where you can speak directly to NYCHA people that follow the show?
Yeah, and I want to speak. Let me.
Please.
Let him finish.
Right,
No, let him finish.
Right. So Channel 7, Channel 11. They don't tell NYCHA stories, you know. So if you want to speak directly to NYCHA folks, why would you not come on the One NYCHA show?
Yeah, yeah.
And be interviewed, or at least by a phone. If you can't come on the show, you can just go live on our page and speak directly. So I was a little put off by that.
Well, I think she just spoke volumes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I'm leaving the space.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I booked the shows and stuff like that. So I connected with her people a while back. And we did have these conversations. And I did a Zoom. And we were in this email chain. And they were trying to get her on. It was one specific day. She was semi-booked, but not booked. Because they still had to get back to me. And it just never panned out. So I don't know what's all of that about. But then when I was out there with you in Queensbridge, we were talking. And who is it, Nina?
Yeah, Nina, my good friend Nina.
Right.
Did
So
a great
Nina
job
was
out,
calling me. I mean, consistently wanting me out there because I'm not out in Queens.
Right.
But she wanted me to be there, and I made my way out there to hang out with Stan and be there and meet her and stuff like that. And we had this conversation, but Nina had already said before I even got out there, like 2 days ago, she can't even give us just a one-on-one. Short interview. As media, you know, we're co-host of the show. We all have access to the page, and we can just lift our phone up and do an interview. And it wasn't going to happen. And she shared that. But I still came out with the fairness.
Sure.
You know, and I talked to them, and I talked to another person of her team.
Yep.
And they still have not. So maybe they're running from One NYCHA as a whole.
It may be, you know what I'm saying? But
see, because forums are different, right?
Right.
But honestly, an individual coming on a show, you don't have to compete.
Right.
That is the best type of media.
To get your message directly out.
So it's something,
And we let you speak. You know what I'm saying? You just say your piece. It's a non-judgmental situation.
Exactly.
You know, and okay, so I'm not going to take offense to that.
Yeah.
It might be a strategy
Scheduling
thing
and all that,
on how they're doing, and not that they think that we don't need to be, that we're not a force to be dealt with.
No, they know. Because even when I was on the forum with Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney, and, you know, they introduced me as, you know, co-founder of Homes Isaac Coalition. I also said co-founder of the One Night Trial. And she gleamed, like, you know, so it's not like, you know, people know we here.
Right.
All right. Brenda Templeton says, I'm going to speak with their staff about that. Wow.
Okay. She's coming on soon, too. Brenda's bringing on a rag.
Brenda, if you have connections, we want to get to the bottom line, you know, because all of these candidates should be speaking directly to NYCHA.
It's May.
Right.
And then there's June. So, you know what? The platform is here, but you know what? We're booking also. So we're not just bringing on candidates, we're bringing on regular people. Brenda's coming on with another lady that went through Ocean Bay. So we already got that locked in.
Okay.
So we're booking people as it. So they might want to come on, and we already booked.
Right.
And that's not our fault. Hello, somebody.
Don't get it twisted.
That's right. We're not stopping.
Cynthia Tibbs says, no Donovan, no Garcia.
Okay.
They are both for privatization.
Absolutely.
Of NYCHA.
That's right.
Thank you for letting us know how you,
So,
we want to hear from y'all, like who y'all like, and what about you, Mike?
Well, I like Jocelyn Taylor and Ray McGuire, to be honest.
Yeah, Ray's cool.
Ray, my guy. I mean, be honest, I don't dislike anybody else, but I just, I ain't going with nobody else to be honest.
I mean, the playing field is so vast.
49 candidates.
Right.
According to the finance board, campaign finance board.
And I'm support. If one of my candidates get bumped off, then I'll just look for another one to endorse.
Yeah. But you have ranked choice voting, so you get to vote for 5. So for me, I'm looking at Ray McGuire. These are not endorsements, y'all. Listen, these are people that I'm looking at. And I'm not telling you how I'm ranking and how I'm voting or whatever. I'm looking at Ray McGuire. I'm looking at Eric Adams. And I know people that are in the movement with BLM, has a lot against him. But I also remember him as being the president of 100 Blacks in Law Enforcement, how he stood up. So a lot of times that can be canceled out. Don't cancel someone out because he's law enforcement. Now there are some things that he has said, stop and frisk and stuff like that, you got to look deeper in. But I'm looking at him. That doesn't mean I'm voting for him. So Ray McGuire, Eric Adams. I am looking still at Maya. Jocelyn still has my attention. And it's one more, Diana Morales.
Well, I'm going to throw a name y'all might not know yet. Kathy Rojas from PSL. Big shout out to PSL, the Party for Socialist Liberation. They actually backed my campaign. And folks don't know about it yet, but I can tell you this, the PSL folks got her on the ballot in like 2 weeks. And so they went out there in the army. For mayor, yeah. So I want to give her
So after June 22nd.
Yeah, we got to have, she's going to be, she's running as an independent.
Right, yeah.
So,
so
she's going to get some competition, I'm going to tell you right now.
Oh, that's a dagger.
I'm going to be supporting her.
That's a dagger,
in the primary. Whoever wins, but I'm definitely backing with.
So you already saying who you're going to vote for?
I'm
you just
the
said
ones I mentioned. Definitely.
You helping them in the primary.
But if it gets down to the general election, if it's Jocelyn, then I got it's going to be tough. I like Jocelyn.
You got to weigh it out.
But I'm definitely supporting. I like Kathy. I worked with Kathy personally, knocked on doors with her. I know she's an organizer and a revolutionary. And they got a powerful platform. So I think she's gonna shock some people. And she's socialist, and people are afraid of the word and the term. But a lot of people also like the term now. And
what's sad too with these races, if you don't have the funding, right? If you don't have the money, it's like you're not viable. Like
I hate the
also
word.
look at someone's tenure, their work. Like look at Stan. Like even if you didn't have millions of dollars, you've been in the field. Now we're looking at more of someone's history than their, because small donations can still get someone, elected or make them at least quote unquote financially viable.
And I hate the word because when people say that about my campaign, it's like, well, if I'm not viable, that means the people I'm representing are not viable. That's what you're really saying. If we don't have money and we're talking and representing people that don't have money, does that make us not viable? So I really I hated that term.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Am I still choppy now? Right now, am I still choppy or are we moving? Huh? It's what?
Right now.
Okay.
We all choppy? All of us?
It kept pausing up a little bit?
Yeah.
I don't know why it's doing that.
I thought it was me. Somebody commented.
Nah, somebody just put it in the chat room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be the network, maybe.
It might be. It might be the network. But we'll keep going.
Yeah.
What do I see here? Brenda says, Rally at Harlem River Houses.
She was there.
Was a great success.
Call in.
Do we have the number up there?
Tell her call in.
Movement. Nah. What's the number? You don't know the number?
I can't with you. You don't know the number?
It's 908-242. Hold on for a second. You have Brenda's number?
And I would love for...
I could call her. Ask if she's going to pick up.
Hey, Brenda, if we call you, going to pick up?
So what am I putting on? I'll give you her number, right?
Yeah, send me a number and I'll call.
I would like to hear more about the Harlem Rivers event. I was going to go, but unfortunately I had a death in the family, so I wasn't able to get out there Saturday.
Ask her, could you call her?
But it would be great to have somebody who
Brenda,
here.
Can I call you? And
put you on a
yeah, we just want to chop it up, but you're going to be on the phone. You're going to be on the air.
You're going to be on the air.
So,
yes or no?
Did she say yes?
I'll share your number with Rob.
We'll find out in a moment. In the meantime, while that's happening, you're working on a project, aren't you, Sandria? Some sort of video thing you're doing?
Well, it was a video that was done for a gentleman in my building. He's in college and he's finishing up, and he's also going to help me with my podcast that I plan to launch. And he did some work, and it was like it's awesome for me and it's awesome for him. I can't wait to hear his grade. You gonna run it now?
Yeah, can I take a look at it?
Take it, yeah. Let everybody see.
I want to play it.
I thought she had some acting.
Meanwhile, I call Brenda. Maybe
Yeah, and
I
see if we
thought
can-
she had some
yeah.
acting
he
stuff
could
up
call
here
her.
that she ain't had me do.
Uh-huh.
I thought she did some acting stuff up here she ain't have me do.
But I'm going to play it right now.
All right, let's
Because
see.
she looked like Sandrea X. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I saw a little bit of it. Here we go.
Thank you, Rob.
Yep.
So greetings all. Thank you all for coming out to support us as we go back into our hearing from our HP Action lawsuit that we filed on December 13th of last year. I am Sandrea Coleman, one of the co-founders of the Holmes Isaacs Coalition campuses.
Greetings. I am Sandra I. Coleman. I was born and raised in the South Bronx. I reside on the Upper East Side of Manhattan since 1992. I am an evangelist, activist, organizer, and well-known leader in my community. I have a long history of volunteerism. I first volunteered when I was in high school at Daughter of Jacob's Nursing Home. I did my internship in 2017 at Isabella Nursing Home, and I served there up until the pandemic. I still serve virtually from time to time. In 2020, I graduated from Nyack Alliance Theological Seminary, in which I obtained my Master of Divinity degree. I am a consecrated deaconess evangelist. I have a gospel radio show on WRNPraise.net, which is called the Sandrea Coleman Radio Show. I am medically retired from the NYPD since 2015, where I was a payroll supervisor. I served over 24 years. I am a co-founder of the Holmes Isaacs Coalition, which assists and educates NYCHA residents citywide. I am a co-founder and co-host of the One NYCHA podcast, which highlights public housing issues and everyday politics. I am an organizer of the UES for BLM Vigil that is held at Carl Schutz Park. We have been gathering there since June 2nd in the wake of the murder of George Floyd. I am a co-host of the Power Talk TV show, which airs on Millennium TV. I am a member of my local community board, which is Community Board 8, in which I am also a co-chair of the Social Justice Committee. That committee was launched. It's new. It was launched in December of 2020. I am the executive producer of a podcast called Stan Morris Hip Hop, Health, and Politics Show, which has rotating co-hosts. It's doing really well. My newest venture is for me to launch my own podcast, which I plan to launch by June of 2021. It is called Justice, Politics, and Restitution with Sandrea I. Coleman. So I am a lady, once again, that wears many hats. It's a lot of things I didn't, share, but I just want to help people. I want to be on the right side of history, and I just want to be there for people, and sometimes just coming alongside people that are too weak to fight. I'm there for them because I know this is what humanity is about. Thank you.
Looks like you backing out for office. That's a campaign commercial.
Yeah, I'm like, damn.
Yeah, maybe.
Sandrea Luther King. Wow, that's,
She did everything. She said she made the Avengers. She said she did not.
You know what I'm saying? She's like, I brought Luke Cage to Harlem. Like, this is a lot. That was dope. That was really good.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. Somebody actually had a conversation with me recently and was like, you should run for such and such. And I'm like, I got a lot on my plate. But I'll tell you this, if I was going to run for office in this 2020, I would jump in as an independent. I would.
Yeah, that's the only way I'm
would.
going to run.
Yeah, because I didn't plan, but I'm not going to do nothing yet. But yeah, it would have been, yeah.
Brenda said, can you get the spokesperson for the National Action Network on?
You mean Sharpton?
Yeah, I'll take him.
Yeah.
I don't even think that's far fetched.
Yeah, that would be good. I'm curious.
I know.
He
I'm connected with his daughter too.
Yeah, and he did it, on one of the other shows that we do here, on the Justice for
Justice Clapback.
Justice Clapback. You know what I'm saying?
I know Rodney Jones, who always watches the show. He's a member of.
Well, you went and spoke there, didn't you?
Well, I did. They did invite me to speak, and I didn't get a chance to speak, so I'm a little mad about that. Because I did go all the way to Harlem early in the morning at 10 in the morning, all the way to 145th Street.
I do want to go there.
So. And I'm curious about what Al Sharpton thinks about NYCHA. I've yet to really hear him speak about that.
I'm going to share this because when we started our fight in 2015, and as some know, we came out of Community Voices Heard. They were helping us organize and stuff. And I never forget a lot of the residents, when we were going through the privatization with Enfield, a lot of residents were saying, Al Sharpton, we need Al Sharpton here. They wanted his voice there. But they stopped it. Like, you know what I mean? And it was like, oh, no.
Well, who stopped it?
I'm going to leave it at that. It was like, no. Like, because, I'm going to leave it at that. But he could have probably got involved in some of this stuff we were going through way back when. Because the people, the seniors were calling for him. Like, they was like, does Al Sharpton know what's going on? So, yeah.
Well, I wish anyone from National Action Network would like to tell us what his position is. I really would like to know because he's very silent.
How we always get muted? You know what I'm saying? Like as black people, how we always get muted?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when does that stop? Like when and how do we get muted in our own country? You know what I'm saying? Like the African American is we're the only Americans, right? That's it. We're not from Africa. We're Americans. We are the Americans. The Italian American ain't the American. The Jewish American's not the American. We are the Americans, and we are indigenous to America. And in our own country, when we want to organize and do something, as soon as we want to do it, we get muted like this is slavery. You know what I'm saying? Like that irks me. Stan has been muted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well.
And it don't matter how you dress it up, right? It don't matter that you take it and you put it in policy, right? If you do this, then you're doing that. You're still muting him.
But you know what it is?
It's no different than you putting your foot on somebody's neck that was in chains in the 1600s and going, we're not going to have this uprising from this Nat Turner fella.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's no different. We just paint another picture.
Yeah.
And we couldn't bring Al Sharpton, who is basically the most active activist that you could have brought into the situation.
Yeah.
Because
this was 2015.
Because the powers that be muted him. Come on, that's some sucker stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
it's power.
A lot of
it's power.
And also money.
Right. And jealousy.
And
also
money,
jealousy, like, I don't want this person to take the clout from the work we trying to do. Because we trying to, do. This was a lead organizer with Community
was
Voices
real
Heard.
about that.
Yeah, because it's serious.
No, I mean, at first when he said we're muted, I'm like, I started looking at it like, oh, we muted. I'm like, dang, we always muted. He's like, nah, we always muted. The cheaters like we muted. I'm like, oh yeah, nah, he's speaking facts though.
Well, yeah, with you. I mean, with Stan. Look how Stan is a powerful guy. Like Stan is not stuck just in Queens. He might live in the borough, but Stan is in Staten Island and Bronx. I mean, you name it. People know who Stan is. Like, we have I'm just going to be straight up. We have resident council presidents that are active or claim they're active, but people are calling Stan.
Yeah.
Or they're calling us for help. The coalition, myself and others. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
But because they see you really out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, getting it done.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah, they always call Stan. Like, I got a friend of mine right now.
Yeah,
I see he just started looking at it. He just viewed it. He
would be good for the city.
Came on a view, but he
would be good for the city.
Yeah.
He had a water problem upstairs in his house that I guess a pipe broke, something that was coming through his walls and his sockets.
Wow.
And I called, and guess what? Wyckoff Project. We spoke.
Okay.
They
Wyckoff
told me.
houses,
I called on the phone. I called the manager's office. And like, you know what? This guy has water running down near his sockets. So they had to cut off his electricity in his kitchen. So he has no electricity. So I'm like, this is an emergency. You got water running down the wall. So I spoke to the management officer at Wyckoff, and they told me to my face, on the phone, we're going to send somebody over there right now. So your friend called me back. They didn't even know nobody showed up. You know, so why? How do they do this? You know, blatantly lie like that. It's just it's unconscionable.
I was on the phone with him last night. He said, "Oh yeah, hold on, I gotta go mop my floor because the water's still leaking from through the
They're
walls."
supposed to come tomorrow to fix the pipe upstairs. You know, but they let these people live like this for a whole week. The whole week, water running down somebody's wall.
And it's also dangerous because
Yeah.
it can cause electrical fires.
The fire department had to come and shut off his electricity.
Dangerous.
You know, so his apartment wouldn't blow up.
Electrical fire, mold. I mean, a lot of stuff gonna happen.
And they lied on the phone. You know, so I got to get back on the phone with them Monday. You know, I mean, why do you treat people like that? I mean, folks who work for NYCHA, you know, we pay their salary.
Exactly.
In essence, you know, so there should be some qualifying immunity when it comes to them. They really should be able to be prosecuted or held as a crime if you're lying and really taking taxpayer money and not doing your job. You know, so what's the consequences? You know, they really need to be held accountable. It's sickening now when you have a judge order and you don't show up.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like, what are you supposed to do?
Manhattan District Attorneys, because like they said, 250 Broadway is there, even though NYCHA, I believe they moved part of their offices somewhere else. I think in Brooklyn, right? Are they in Metro? I don't know if they're in Metro Tech or what, but
I believe they, but whatever that means.
Yeah.
But if it's still, you got to be able to take them to court for real and really hold people accountable. And people should be able to be either paying fines, losing their jobs, or going to jail. You just can't lie to people when you're getting taxpayer money.
The mayor done served 2 terms, and NYCHA has been in a state of crisis, declared a state of emergency by Governor Cuomo. We got a federal monitor, and yet people are still living with mold and inoperable elevators and, you know, asbestos and lead. Kids are still being poisoned with lead. I mean, the issues in public housing, it has exacerbated in his 8-year term. I mean, his 2 terms, which is 8 years, and there's been nothing done to this man. And he is literally over NYCHA, right? We are, that's the worst when it comes to the landlords. The city is.
Right.
You know, house the most tenants, municipality workers, essential workers, right? You know, a little bit of everybody, even the public officials, they have NYCHA residents under, you know, working for them. And you're not even doing nothing. I mean, this is crazy.
It's crazy how New York City have the greatest police department, but have one of the worst housing developments.
Yeah, 100%. The greatest police department in the world, pretty much, you know. And definitely the most funded.
Well, I would say that. I'm not sure if I would call them the greatest.
The greatest,
You know,
right? They're the best trained. I'll say that. I come from them. They're the best trained.
Trust me,
they're the biggest.
I take
They're
it
the
up in
biggest.
school. They even stated that New York City the police department is the
model
greatest police
because
department.
they're trained. They go out.
Well, we don't look at it like that. I know that, but I'm talking
No, but
about
they're training. Their people go to other states and other countries to train other law enforcement. So they're the model. Yeah.
Yeah, New York City's the model all the time.
They still choked out folks, you know, and still.
Anthony Baez in the Bronx.
You'll never hear me say that the New York City Police Department is perfect. You know what I'm saying? But it is a you know, and there's dirt in all of that. You know what I'm saying? But there's dirt in everything. You know what I'm saying? That you gotta understand something. We have to stop the indictment of the entire system because if you can name the people that were victimized, right, in the media by the police, times that by how many actual police officers there are, and there's a very small amount of officers that are actually bad guys.
Of course, yeah.
You know, I mean, I know a lot of police officers, and you know, I said it might sound funny coming from me, but you know, and they're great people. You know what I'm saying? On white, black, whatever, Chinese. You know, you hang out with them, you're out, and they understand our plight. They understand what's going on with us. You know, it's the guys that are the bad guys, right? That make it bad for the guys that are good,
course.
and then make it systemic. You know what they say? If you know, you can build 1,000 bridges, but the second that you give a blowjob, you're not a bridge builder anymore. You understand what I'm saying?
You know,
you're not a bridge builder anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not against the police. I just want to be clear about that.
The main issue with law enforcement, and this is countrywide, is the culture. It's
Correct.
the culture. It's not the training. They're trained very well. New York City Police Department is very well trained. It's the culture. And once you dismantle the culture, because Rock could come on and become an officer, and if he was a little younger, not now he can't, but he could come on and be an officer, right? Because we hear, oh, we need more people of color. It's not that. You become compromised sometimes.
Right.
You know, look at the guys with the George Floyd case. You had the Asian dude that was standing guard,
Right.
and you had the other ones on them. They, although he was the superior officer, why did they all conform and do, and one stopping the people, and why?
Right,
It's
right.
a culture.
Right.
And until that culture is dismantled,
Right.
with the stinking thinking and the impunity, I can get away with this and that, because you could come in good and you can turn a little bad
Sure.
or look away, right? You might not commit the act, as Rock might come on and not commit the act, but he might not rat out his brother or
Right.
sister.
Right.
And that's the difference, is the culture.
And I was shocked when I heard the guy Chauvin did the exact same thing, I think, to a 14-year-old boy. And I mean, had him on the ground, knee in the neck, the same thing. The boy almost died. I think he passed out. And nothing happens to this guy.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get no type of charges, no nothing then.
Keep him
and
on.
it comes back 3 years later and kills somebody. You know, so nobody knew about the first time that this happened, and they swept it under the rug. It is a culture.
Yeah,
It is
it's a culture.
Right, which makes him a murderer.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's a stone cold murderer.
You left him out there to continue.
to
Right.
continue to do it.
Almost
terrorize
almost
the
murdered
people.
someone else, and then murdered, and then 3 years
Right,
later murdered somebody.
Which, one more murder, and he would have been a serial killer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
Well, we don't know what else he done did.
And we don't know what else
That's
he done
right.
did.
That's right.
But y'all
right.
continue to let
That's
these guys, oh, you know what? It's
They don't
okay.
remove them. They
you
don't
take
remove
them off the.
them. They protect them.
They protect them.
Yeah.
And this is it.
It's
and
the culture.
I understand if you're protecting somebody in a situation that might be gray. But putting your neck on a 14-year-old boy is not great.
Right.
That should be an alarm that goes off. That should be a red flag. Hold on. If you could do that, I mean, really think, if you could do that to a 14-year-old boy,
Right.
not a man, a
Right.
boy,
Right.
what would you do to a man of color or a woman of color? Because you're doing that to a child.
Right.
I'm
This-
going to
this-
make him suffer for
right.
9 minutes
Right.
and 29
Right.
seconds
Right,
till I kill him.
yeah, there's almost no difference between that and you just going, I'll kill a baby. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Because a 14-year-old is still a baby. He hasn't really done anything really. You know what I mean?
Mentally,
So
yeah. Mentally,
Right.
yeah.
mentally, he's a baby.
Yeah.
Right.
And maybe
right.
maybe I don't know the procedure. So like, how especially you do, Sanjay, with the police department, but Rock said that it's a little bit of bad
I'll be
guys
back,
out
yeah.
of a little bit of bad guys out of just say a bunch of good police officers. Don't get me wrong, I can understand some of the things the police do, for their safety and their protection, but if them bunch of good guys just sitting there allowing just say you got 10 good guys that just allow this one bad guy get away and do what he want to do, even though y'all all have the same job. I mean, if it was one of us black people in the neighborhood, we'd be all included for a cess fee or
An accomplice.
accessory or
Yeah,
accomplice.
accomplice.
Accessory
Yeah,
or
the accomplice, accessory to murder.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, and we all would be considered the bad guys. So I mean,
That's why those 3 are going to
so
trial
all
too.
of them bad guys.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me
Right.
wrong. They probably do got some good-hearted police officers out
Of
there. I have
course.
an uncle that's police.
I have family that's law
His wife is
enforcement.
police.
yeah.
I have friends with the
And I
cops as
got
well.
family that's in corrections, a type. I mean, I have a few family that's gone.
But abuse is
officers.
abuse.
And abuse is abuse. And I want to say something about that. People, everything is not abuse. Now, the situation that happened in North Carolina where the girl was stabbing somebody and the police officer
She
did
didn't
the bite.
stab. She said she had a knife. Go ahead.
Listen, she had a weapon and she's swinging it. She's doing this. You're not going, well, let me make a decision. I mean, should I hit her with the taser or should I shoot her? Because in that moment, listen, I'm going for it because I'm the guy that, I'm gonna call a spade when I see a spade. And the deal is this. She clearly has a weapon in the hand. I'm watching the video and she's wielding the weapon and the police officer pulls out the gun and does what he's trained to do. He played it by the book. It wasn't like he went 15, 16 times and shot her. Someone's life was being threatened. Now, let's put
But how many bullets was it?
Hold on, let's put it where it's at. All right, let's put it where it's at. Hold on.
Yeah.
No, I'm going there.
Yeah, go on.
If you was on the other side of that knife, would you care if he shot her? If your child was on the other side of that knife, would you have cared that he shot her?
I'll tell you, I won't care if you say you better shoot her. I'll tell you, you better shoot her. You shoot me.
Okay.
Over here and my kid.
Sandria, and in the chat room, answer that honestly. If you was in that position that
We
you
should
was
have ended a few minutes ago.
that you was about to be stabbed, right? And the officer comes and shoots the person. Would you question that? Would you be like, you know what? Let's be
How
real.
many times was she shot?
It was more than one, I believe.
How many times she caught it?
I think there's a couple of shots. More than
I'm
one.
tired of seeing black people die, but I don't like
was a
seeing.
baby.
And she's a baby, and you know what? I'm tired of seeing black
But
people die.
let's-
But you gotta
Let's
call
go-
it what it is.
Yeah, but let's
Nah,
go
I
back.
seen a few
Wait.
videos.
Let's go
I seen
back.
it.
Let's go back. Let's go back because we don't want to remember her from how that happened. When you hear more about the story, the other young women that were under foster care came by to visit the mother. That it was for her birthday or something like that. So they are out of foster care. So that means they're adults.
Right.
So they were fussing at her about, I guess, cleaning up the room or something like that. And you're not my guardian. And she was probably, and we don't know what she was feeling or what kind of intimidation she felt or threatened. Because I'm not sure, but they were saying, I'm not sure, somebody could correct me. Someone called 911. Was it her?
I believe.
They
one
said
of
it was
the-
her. That she actually called.
Right. So she evidently felt some kind of threat. And then when you see the video, one of the ladies that she was going at, when she on the ground, you seen a guy kicking at that lady. So I don't know if they were trying to at one time jump this girl or what. Like this could have been a self-defense. It could have been a rage or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? And the cop shows up, and thank God everybody's not dead.
Right.
I just wish she didn't die.
But when he walks on that scene, he has none of that pre-information. He's looking at a situation. That's all he sees. Now, here's the irony of that. She's the one that called the police.
Right.
Right? So if you're the one that called the police because you felt threatened by these people, when the police came on the scene, it should have been, hold up, let me step back, I'm gonna drop the knife. Okay,
I mean,
now let me tell you the story. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what that is.
But we don't know her psyche at that time.
Right,
What she was
Correct.
mentally
Okay,
going
now
through.
I'm going to tell you the psyche, because I'm going to tell you the psyche of black people.
But you can't speak of her psyche.
I'm not going to talk about her psyche. I'm going
Right.
to talk about the psyche of black people. We are emotional people.
Some of us.
And no, I'm talking
No,
about...
you can't speak for all black people.
No, here's, let me be clear.
Go ahead.
Because you have to go, there's different shades of green, right? Not everybody does it, but as a people, and this is how we get manipulated, we are emotional people. Soon as we start yelling and screaming and hooping and hollering, we already lost the fight. This young girl, you know what I'm saying? And here's what we have to start teaching our young people. You can't get emotional about situations, and you can't make emotional decisions. Your decision
But
should
she
be
was-
logical.
she was
I'm
a
not
baby.
talking about a state, and I'm talking about the state of us, right? That maybe this could have been prevented if we, and this could be prevented later on, if we start to teach our children to stop reacting from the heart and being emotional. Deal with it from a logical situation. Had she had that training up until the point that she was swinging a knife to protect herself. Let's say she's protecting herself, and I'm a vaguely say I've been in that situation. I got it. Soon as the officer came on the scene, here's logic, not emotion. Cops on the scene. I could be shot. He doesn't know the situation. Hey,
I mean,
that's it. I'm good.
It would be wonderful if that would have happened. I just
But it
don't.
didn't.
I don't think that he had to shoot to kill. In my opinion, I think he could. If you're trained,
Her leg.
you can shoot her in the leg. I mean, there's
He
things you
also
can do.
put the other lady at
if you
risk.
shoot in the leg,
He put
they
the other
say-
people in risk,
Right.
but they
I
are
don't think
short.
they're
They
trained
are
to
taught to shoot the body, the mass.
Yeah, they're not trained to shoot in the leg.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying this
They're
is
not
why
sharpshooters.
This is why I wanted to
That's a tough
address
case.
that.
That's a tough
because
one.
people don't understand. He really played it by the book. He shot her in mass. You know what I'm saying? He didn't check an ID.
Well,
He
maybe.
didn't, are you six? You know what I mean? Like, hindsight is 20/20 always.
Well, we got to see how this play out if
Right.
he gets
We
indicted and
gotta
stuff like
see.
that. Because there's a lot to it that we didn't probably see and know.
yeah. No, if there's more to it that he did that we didn't see.
We
I'm
don't
only
know.
speaking on
Yeah.
the video.
And
Yeah.
the whole video has all
I'm
the
not
video
sure
come
of it
out
all.
yet?
The main thing is showing her over the lady. Yeah.
Listen,
and-
I
yeah.
tell you, I saw
Yeah.
2 videos, and it was in New York, about police shooting. Well, one of was a domestic violence case. You know, the guy came in the house, just started shooting. The police is in there. Another guy was acting crazy. I could see he had his girlfriend or somebody else in the house kidnapped, and he pretended like he was the one with the police coming up the stairs, like 4 of them, and he just busted out shooting. Sometimes made me think about, I don't understand why police don't always come with their gun out. But then I seen another video with just him going against the army guy. I don't know if y'all seen that video.
Yeah.
And they already had their guns out. And I'm thinking to myself, Dad, why do you always got the gun out?
I will also say this. I will also say this because of the pigmentation of our skin.
Yeah.
It is okay for them. They don't think twice
About-
to kill us.
Right,
Now you
right.
can have a white person that done killed up people or threatening people, have threatened the police, and they have been taken into custody alive.
And walking with the gun in their hand.
Burger
Yeah,
King,
yeah,
whatever it
yeah,
is, you know.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
that's another part. Like if this was if it was a white girl,
Woody
and
has
a
shot
white
her.
na-
He probably wouldn't
right,
have shot her.
probably
I'm
not.
sure. I don't. I
Put
think
it
that
down,
guy-
put it down, whatever.
Yeah,
You know,
he
I'm
was
not
shot-
going to
he
say her
was
name,
shot
but
in the
yeah,
warning in the air or something.
exactly.
And I agree with
exactly.
that.
If somebody gets shot in the
But
air, I
when
think
it's
he's gonna
us,
stop.
I mean, you think about
It's
Tamir
automatic.
Rice. It's just a, the other kid with his hands up, the Spanish kid.
Right.
You know, his hands up. I mean, what's his name? Andrew Brown in North Carolina.
That's
I mean,
incredible.
that was an execution. So we can't
Hands down.
we gotta look at at what it is, at the victims of these tragedies also.
Right.
Because if you're Caucasian or Caucasoid, I like to say, but if you're Caucasian and I don't see a threat, I don't want to harm you.
Right.
Right? But then if you're black, it's okay. I never
I
forget.
automatically see a threat.
Yeah.
Well, it comes really from slavery. I mean,
Yeah.
policing comes out of slavery.
Yeah,
You know,
the
when they
slave
caught
patrol.
slaves
Yeah.
and controlled us in that manner.
Yeah.
And that mentality
history.
still exists to this
Yeah,
day. That's the
definitely.
culture of policing
Definitely
in
the
and of
history.
itself.
So
In and of itself.
I remember when I was working out at the 19th precinct years ago, and I shared this, and it's going on the air now. I shared it at a meeting that Cy Vance was at, and I said it in front of him. Oopsie daisy. And I never forget the guy, it was somebody robbing a boutique. It was a black guy in a boutique on the Upper East Side robbing the boutique. And the officers came in and they shot him dead. Okay. He had a weapon. It was an armed robbery, supposedly. Fine. What they did afterwards, the sergeant took the person. You're not supposed to move the body. Took the person and let him. This is what I was told. I don't know if it's true, but if they exhumed the body, we will know. Let his head hit every step.
That's insanity. I mean, you told me about that.
Let the head hit every step. And I never forget the officer that was on the scene with him shared this, and he said to me, he said, I didn't want to shoot him. He said, my white face, and that was a black man. I guess he didn't want the backlash from the community. But the sergeant was okay, or whoever did that shot, which is an armed robbery. It was a justifiable homicide, supposedly. If somebody's calling 911, somebody has a weapon, a gun on me, that's fine. But the aftermath of it that I was told, if that really happened, if the family exhumes the body, and this was some years ago, boutique in the confines of the 19th, a robbery, it's easy to find it. Homicide. And if they pull this up and this person wasn't cremated and the head has damage to it in the neck, then that's a problem.
Absolutely.
Because that was abuse of a corpse
Absolutely.
as well. But go ahead. We
Well,
gotta
this
go,
was
right?
a free-wielding conversation.
We gotta go, right? We don't went in long enough. 5:17.
I love it. You know what I'm
This
saying?
is good. Just kicking it.
We'll see you at 4 o'clock, and
Sundays.
Next Sunday. Big shout out to Behind the Mean People, which we also stream on the One Night Your channel, right? With Claudia Perez, and she's by herself now. Manny unfortunately suffered an accident that happened, so on and so forth. I don't bring it up. So she's just kind of been doing
Manny's
it on her
good
own.
people.
Yeah, he's great people.
Yeah.
So she's kind of been doing it on her own. So that's kind of been the deal. But we moved that show to 4 o'clock on Saturdays because it was easy for me to get here on time. And just so everybody understands, we're all one Nitro, we're one family, and we all promote one message. You know what I'm saying? And that is that we are all one people. You know what I'm saying? So one Nitro, one people. I'm gonna punch out.
One Nitro, one
Nitro,
people.
one
That's
gotta
who we
do
be.
something.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The platform, one Nitro, one people.
y'all.
Sound like